time. One of the greatest days, really, of the year. The A-League season is back. So, probably a bit late to this, as I'm recording this. The Central Coast Mariners are playing Melbourne Victory. Right now it's the 65th minute. And I thought, it's probably time to pull my predictions up. I have not done that yet. So today, I'll be predicting what the ladder will look like in 8 months' time. So, to help me answer this question, I have a tier list. Now, in the first spot, we have champions. Second, silver medal. And then we have, on the next tier, it's third to fourth. With this finals for these, 5 to 6, just made it. 7 to 8, just missed it. 9 to 10, maybe next year. 11 to 12, getting sacked. And 13, wooden spoon. Let's talk about Adelaide. Now, Adelaide last season, they finished 8th. And really, the main talking point about Adelaide over the transfer window is Nestor Irankunda leaving for Bayern Munich. Now, we knew about this, of course, but how much of an attacking threat he was, knowing how much he was, can Adelaide replace him? I don't think they can, especially with the likes of Ibasuki leaving to Western United. They've brought in Archie Goodwin, but he's a good striker. He's just not as proven as well. They got rid of some, I would say, dead wood around the club. The likes of Ben Holloran, Van der Sar, Ben Warland, who all joined Brisbane. But they also had Bavalina go to Vancouver Whitecaps and Musa Toure to Claremont Foot 63. Now, really, we haven't seen much of luxurious spending at Adelaide, because they've had heaps of selling. They've sold multiple talents over the past few years, but we haven't seen really any spending of this money that they've brought. And now, looking into who they brought in, they've got Bart Brens, who is an experienced Dutch defender, but he's getting old. And looking at the defense, it feels very thin. It doesn't feel very comfortable. I don't know where they'll be able to score the goals with the Archie Goodwin. They had Julian Kawito, but he's immediately loaned to FC Eindhoven. So it's really interesting. Like, what are they going to do? I think they're going to have some youth players come up, and we see this every year with Adelaide. But I don't think they have a very strong squad at all. I think it's probably one of the weakest on paper. I think it's definitely lessened since last year, and they came 8th last year, so I don't think they can do much better. Like, looking at it, it's like, do we go with Jovanovic or Archie Goodwin? I think Archie Goodwin, personally. Gonna have to use a lot of your young players. We doesn't have a very good goalkeeping. I don't think Delanov, I can't say his name. He's a very good keeper. I think Cauchy was way better. They had some. Where was this Cauchy money? Where did it go? We need answers. Money laundering, that's the answer. But Falami, they brought in. But looking at their defense and then looking at their backups, it just feels very old. They need something. They need something from the youth academy to really bring them up. And I mean, they have done that already with Amalani Tattoo, who's I think 16. He is a incredible wonder kid for the future. We should really be looking into more. But looking at the re-signings, Ethan Cox, Isaiah, Xavi Lopez. See, this is what I mean. It's an aging defense. They're quite old, but they do some young kids who I think doesn't put them in the bottom. I don't think they're going to get sacked. I think they're going down into 10th. Yeah, I don't think they... Maybe we could see them go higher, lower, but I just think 10th. I don't think they've strengthened the squad. I think they've weakened it. And as they came 8th last year, and a lot of squads have been strengthened, I think 10th is very respectable. Now, on to the new club, Auckland FC. Now, they've brought in a lot of big signings. Now, I honestly think they're going to have a great season. They have the likes of Dan Hall, Hiroka Saki, Alex Baldwin. That's just in the defense. It's a very strong defensive team. With the likes of Galloway in there. Also a bunch of New Zealand players. They also have Champness and Brimmer. I really don't see them having a very... I don't think they're going to be top. I don't think they're going to be really that threatening towards goal. I think it's a good team. It's way better than Adelaide. I think they're going to go into finals football, but we don't really know what to expect because it is a new team. But they manage well. They got Steve Horoka. I really think that if they try and push, they can definitely make finals. And they're a team led by a former winning coach. I really think one of the best coaches in the A-League history. Champness, Brimmer. I think that they're going to be the stars of the team. Really wise attacking it, like they have to be. I don't think there's much really. They have a lot of young New Zealand players, and I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really know who. I mean, Max Malta, I could definitely see playing, but I don't really know who will be leading this. Just a couple games in, maybe we'll know a little bit more about the squad, but now we don't know really how they're going to play. We've only played a couple friendlies and that's it. But I do see them playing finals football. I think they'll be coming in the just made it category. I think that they'll be either 5th or 6th. This is my video. I can change it, but I think they have a good squad, comfortable squad. But I don't think it's good enough to really fight for the title. I think just because it's all this anticipation, it's a new club, they have to get this right. They can't be wooden spoon. If they're wooden spoon, there was no point getting them in the league. So they really have to be in 5th and 6th. But moving on to my team, Brisbane Roar. Now, last year we finished below Adelaide United in 9th, and now we have Ruben Zadakovic, who I think out of all the managers other than Ross Aloisi probably was the best. We've been very well, we've had a lot of managers in time. I don't think we had the very greatest preseason, and that's what's really troubling me, because we went over to India, played a couple of games. I think we should have easily won that. It wasn't a very hard league, but it was quite embarrassing for us. I think also it would have been easier if we played at home as well, but we did bring in more signings. But the only problem I see with this team is defensively. I don't think it's very strong, with Kaitro and Tom Aldred both leaving. The two centre backs, I think Taras Gamulka, a lot of backup players. Really missing Ryan Brownlee. Maybe if he doesn't get a club, he can come to us. But Shea Cahill, I think he was promising when he did get that debut start against, I think, Western Sydney Wanderers, I believe. I can't remember. It was early on last season. But Carlo Armiento, Nicholas Milosic, Yunus Markovsky, Ayum Mojic, Czeslaw Taus. There's a lot of Marco Rojas. That's a very there's a lot of wingers in. Now, looking in, I think the part we wanted to strengthen was the defense. I don't really know how well we did this with Harry van der Sarg, Ben Warland. I think they're good defenders, just probably not if we want to step above. If we want finals football, I don't think the best defenders. But I think Marcus Ferg Reynes, he's in LA Galaxy. Come on, you have to be some special talent to play for LA Galaxy. I'm not saying he's going to be that good, really, but he's got US under 21 national goal up. I really think if he can set his foot right, he could be an amazing defender in the future. I don't know about this season. Now we have Hosen Bility. He's on loan. It'll be very exciting. I think really I want to see him and Ferg Reynes starting in the centre back roles. It'll be interesting. I don't think they're really going to start defensively, but yeah. We also, attacking wise, we brought in some talents. The thing is, we had Thomas Waddingham. He's a great striker. He's probably one of the best young strikers in the league. But really, I think Brownlee knew that there was a new striker in what's his name? Raphael Strike, who I'm really excited for. I saw his goal against China. That was amazing. Oh no, wait. China, Bahrain won it. So first international goal was a good goal. I really think that he can really do well attacking wise. I will be wondering how we're going to play. I think we're either going to have Strike or Waddingham in the striker role, but I think Strike can maybe drop down a bit. Really, I really like the midfield three of Berenger, O'Shea, Shower. I also like Jegalak, sorry. And then we also have Costa. And what I think is really cool about Costa is he's also another academy graduate of an MLS club, Orlando FC, I think. But I think he is going to be exciting. He looks really good. He's got the South American flair, I should say. Freak was very good last season. I think Burke Gilroy. I think if we can just get playing, I think the trouble with the India, when we went over to India, we weren't fully strengthened. We played a lot of young guys, and I think that's really going to be important. The likes of Queen, McNichol, who else? Aussie, Aussie. Sorry. We also have a lot of young talent coming up, and I really think in a season or two are just going to sell a few big. I hope that brings us money to try and restate our top. I don't think we're going to make finals football. I really don't think. I think we've strengthened the squad. I'd like to see us like to see how we play. But I think we come 8th in this. I think we do. I might even put us a bit lower later down in the list. But I think it's also a little bit of bias towards me supporting the club, really. But yeah, I think there's a good chance we can do something this year, like play some better football than we have. Next up is the Central Coast Mariners, and I don't think a three-peat is really. Is looking at the squad. Ronald Barcelos, end of loan. Ching Reese, end of loan. Dan Hall, Max Ballard, Vukovic, Josh Nisbet, Jacob Farrell, Dylan Wenzel-Halls. Now, I think Dylan Wenzel-Halls is probably the weakest of them, but really, those were all starting players or bench players. And now, the thing is, now at your Central Coast Mariners, you were top of the table, you won the treble, but you have to try and get these players in to replace them. Alfie McCormick, I think, is a good signing. I also like Trent Sainsbury a lot. I also like some of the young players, Arthur De Lima, Sasha Kuzevsky. I think he's good. I think Sabit Nago, Victor Feijul. I'm butchering a lot of these names. It's really poor for me. But I think this is still a really good squad, and it has a lot of quality in it. Edmondson, Quo up front, and Docker, DePizio, McCormick, Tap maybe the weakest so far. Caltech, Sainsbury's going to be out. I really think though that Central Coast Mariners is the weakest is in goalkeeper. I think they need someone. But I think really I think they're still going to be fine football. I don't know how they're going to really. I think they're going to come third. I don't really see them doing too much. Like, I think the problem is with them is that they've looking at the people who left. There's no like fringe players that left the squad. It was all just top talent, and really, they can prove me wrong, but really, I think they're going to be in the third or fourth position. I don't think a three-peat's possible. No one's ever done it. They could prove me wrong, but I don't think so. Now, next up is Macarthur FC. The people that came in the squad: Harrison Sawyer, a good NPL striker, probably should have been signed earlier by now. Chris Economides, I think great player in his prime. Same with Luke Patton. I mean, he did get the call-up to the Socceroos. Looked out of place in that game. Didn't really like him in it. But I also think he captain in the squad. He's going to be very important. Now we've also seen Rafael Borges going to Coventry City. Ulysses Davil, Tommy Smith. They've got the scandal going on. But really, I think the problem with Macarthur is they've got a good squad. It's just that they can't really do much. They just don't really have a fan base. They just don't have any all negative about the club, and I think that's something about the club, that it's a very negative atmosphere around it, and I think they're going to make finals. I think they could do really well, honestly. I think they're definitely making finals. I think they're beating Auckland, and I think they're coming in 5th. But yeah, I think they're coming 5th, Auckland 6th. I think that's how it's going to go. Because really, it just, I think they've got squad. They won the Australia Cup, but it's just a negative about the club. And yeah. Next up, I think underrated team, Melbourne City. Looking at the squad, I think player to player, like I think they have the best defense in the league. Young, good goalkeeper. Probably if he was younger, ironic, he would be probably the best keeper, one of the best keepers in the league. Bajic, Trewin, Atkinson. In the defense, Trewin should be getting a Socceroos call-up sometime. Like, they're very good fullbacks, very good centre-back. Jukanovic in centre mid, I really like him. He scored that screamer last season. Now, the only problem is, I think, attacking wise, I really would have liked if they had brought in if they had brought in Douglas Costa, the league would be over, because they have Tilio Lecky, but really without Jamie McLaren, they're missing like a marquee player, and I really thought that they should have brought a marquee player in, and I think they could have brought a marquee player in, and I think if they did, this really would have pushed them. But I think they have one of the best defenses in the league. I think they're sitting underrated at the moment. I really think they're going to be underseen. But then I think they're going to miss out 7th, because I don't really think it's coaching wise is it good. I think maybe if they can just get their head around it, they can make finals football. I think they have a very good squad. Just attacking wise, it's the worst in the league, honestly. They just don't have a striker. Caputo, he's good as a backup or a third. He's just not good really up front. Now, one of the favourites for the league this year, Melbourne Victory. Now, Melbourne Victory, I think the one problem with the squad is Daniel Arzani. I think if Arzani and Chris Nabo can get together, this team will be one of the best in the league. We saw that they got to the final. Then there's Valupile, Teague, Guerra, Miranda, Zidane, Boss, what's it called? Greek striker. I think the only weakest position is probably goalkeeper, and really it's not that bad. I think they've done well, but I don't know about Chris Nabo. I don't think they're going to win it. I honestly think they're going to bottle it in the end, and I don't think they're going to do as well as everyone's thinking. Now I'm debating about putting in 3rd or 4th here, but I think they go 2nd. Honestly, yeah. I think they go 2nd because really it's a good squad. If the manager issue can sort them up right, they are one of the best teams in the league. If not, then I really see them 4th, sitting out from Santa Cruz Mariners. Because I think they're a good squad, really good squad. But it really just it needs to be right for them, because I think this is one of the hardest A-Leagues I've ever personally seen, because I think the top clubs are really top quality. There's a lot of hidden gems that we spot in during the season. I think this every year we're trying to balance ourselves, where European clubs will be like the next the Asian, like a lot of Japanese teams, South Korean teams, they have young people going to Tottenham and stuff, and that's when Nishoi and Kunda is probably going to start. But I think there's going to be more of these people going to Europe regularly. But moving on to the Jets. I think they're upgraded, but I just think I don't like their squad. I don't really think they have anything in it. They don't really have a very good attacker. They don't really have a very good defense. I think that they're going and getting sacked. There's not much to talk about Newcastle Jets. I don't think anything coming to mind. New owners maybe, but Eli Adams was a player that they signed. Well, Susnija, that guy that used to play for Western United, he came on. Zach Bowling. No, nothing that's going to strengthen their squad. Nothing's going to strengthen their squad from sitting 10th, and I really think that other clubs have. This is why I think they're sitting. They're going to go 12th in the getting sacked. Yeah, I think they're just 12th. They're getting sacked. I don't really like how they look. They're just not exciting. Really. There's not much to talk about because there's no big player. There's no exciting. So it's probably a worse squad. Maybe a slightly improvement. It's like going from a 68, 69 to a 70. That's how I see it. It's maybe slight improvement. It's like I don't really see them doing much. I'm getting just that Central Coast Mariners and Melbourne Victory drew 0-0. That's probably not exciting. I'll talk about more that later in future episodes. But next up, we have Perth Glory. Now, Perth Glory I think is very interesting because they did really poorly last season, 12th. So you have to obviously bring in a lot of players, and that's what they did. I don't think they have the best squad. I just think that they've improved it, and I think Daniel Beanie's gone to QPR. Zimmerino, Josh Rawlins. I think it's an improvement of the squad. Don't think it's the best squad. Honestly, I think this is. I just realized how bad my list is. Okay, I got one. Oof. I might have to put everyone down. I think normally I would put them in the 9th to 10th place, but so I just realized that I did the calculations wrong. So basically what I'm going to do, normally I put them in 9th to 10th looking at where it is, but I realized I miscounted. Embarrassing. But I'll put them in the 11th to 12th getting sacked. Now they beat Brisbane. Brisbane was terrible. We didn't really bring anyone in at that time. I think I'm gonna move some stuff. I think now Brisbane gets in with Adelaide. Just have to. 1, 2. And Auckland United just miss out. Yeah, I just had to update. That's embarrassing, but it doesn't matter. It's my channel. I can change stuff. Please subscribe. New content. I'm gonna try to make. I don't know about daily, but multiple episodes a week. But yeah. Now, next up, I think we got 2 title contenders. Sydney FC. Now, Sydney FC probably had the best window, probably had the best squad, I think, with Douglas Costa, Killamar in there, Popovic in defense, and it's Uama. I think this is the best, one of the best. I'm just looking at it. I don't think they have any position wrong. I think they're winning the league. I think that's they're champions, and that's I don't think this one is really arguable. I think they're winning the league. Let's move. But like Douglas Costa, I'm really excited to see about it. I'm gonna make a future video talking about marquee signings and see how Douglas Costa and Juan Mata fit in it. If you do want to see that, please subscribe. This is a new channel. I have 0 subscribers, please. But yeah, I think Sydney FC, they're champions. It's just a perfect squad. I think everywhere I look around it, bench, I think they're good. I think they're solid everywhere. Perfect. Now, next up is Wellington Phoenix. Now, I think the talking point is Wellington. They started off the season really strong and then just dipped. There's a reason they didn't make that final. They're pushing into the last minute, but I really think if they had kept that pace, they would have won the league. But there's a reason they didn't. And so I think Wellington will be put... I think they'll make finals. I think that they will... But I don't think... They didn't really get rated too much. Like, Ben Old left. Alex Paulson, actually. Ooh. I'm wrong about that. They did get rated. But they had Barbarouses, Rojas. But I think they have to use a lot of young players in the squad. And I think it's maybe because they're New Zealanders. But I think they're just making finals football. I think they're coming 5th. It really... I don't see... It's just that... It's not that they're a bad team. They're a really good team. Just there's so many teams that did better during this transfer window and have more quality. Next up, I'm gonna try and finish this. I've realized it's been recording for 30 minutes so far. But Western United, I've kept there's a reason I haven't done the wooden spoon yet, and that is Western United. They did not upgrade this team at all. Maybe Ibasuki, but then they also had Daniel Pena, Lachlan Wales leave, Connor O'Toole, Stephen Lustig, Josh Risden, Nikita Rukavus. I can't a second. But those were top players for them, and they all left. I think they had one good signing, and that's it. They let some quality players out, and I really think that, I think the problem with the squad last year is that they couldn't score, and now they might be able to score, but I don't really think defensively wise, goalkeeper wise, it's just poor squad. John Aloisi should be sacked. I don't really think he should have this job for much longer. But yeah, especially looking at the fact that they finished 11th, I don't think they upgraded. I think they downgraded. So they are getting the wooden spoon. Now next up is the other Sydney team. Now Western Sydney Wanderers. Looking at the squad, the main talking point is Juan Mata. And I think they also have a very good squad with the likes of Crave, Borello, Milanovic, Gillespie, Bonteg, Simmons, Brilliante, Pressman. Very good squad. I think definitely finals football. That's why I think they're coming 4th in the league, and I think that's just where they fit. I think Juan Mata could lead this side to a higher finish, but I really like Melbourne Victory. I really like the squad. I just think manager-wise is the reason why they're not winning anything. I really think Melbourne Victory, if they get the manager right, 2nd. If they don't, then they're Central Coast Mariners and Western Sydney Wanderers can come. Now, probably really it wasn't much of a change. So just recap: Sydney, Melbourne Victory, Central Coast, Western Sydney, I think they're going to fight for those two. I think they're both quality squads, but Central Coast has just lost so much. Yeah. Wellington Phoenix, MacArthur FC, both quality squads. One's from the Australia Cup, one came second last year. But yeah, I think very good. They've just missed out. I think Melbourne City and Auckland could make the finals if they really try. They have good squads. I really like Melbourne City's defense. Auckland, I just feel like they've got a passion to win more than any club. Now, my club Brisbane, I think it's going to be the same season. If maybe we can get some games running, we can be in contention for the just missed it. I think there's a huge gap between Melbourne City, Auckland, Brisbane, and this is coming from a Brisbane fan. Then there's Adelaide United. I really think they've had a poor squad, but I think they're somehow going to do it like they do it always. Perth Glory, Newcastle Jets, and Western United. I'm pretty happy with that list. Then maybe you might argue Adelaide United, but I just don't think. Yeah. Now, I think there's a lot of changes that can be made. I really think this is going to be an exciting year. More videos to come. Peace out.